you're 22. You're Manchester United's record goal scorer and appearance maker. This year, you've played Old Trafford, scored your first international goal, become an Olympian, and you're about to play for England at Wembley. Would a young Ella Toone believed any of those things you told her?
Definitely not. I think they were always dreams of mine when I was growing up, but to finally have it happen is just crazy. And I sometimes pinch myself that all of those amazing things have finally come true. And this year especially has been amazing for me. I made my England debut, scored on it. Obviously went and represented Team GB in Tokyo and had a really good season at United. So it's been amazing and something I've always worked really hard towards. But to have finally paid off has been really nice and really special for me and my family as well. And I just hope that more amazing things like this can keep happening.
So next Saturday you could be starting at Wembley. What's your personal experience of being at the stadium? Have you ever watched United play there or been to any of the games at the men's Euros this summer?
No, I've been to watch England Lionesses there once. I think it was against Germany maybe. But I've never actually played at Wembley before, so it'll be my first time. So yeah, it's going to be amazing. Hopefully we can play in front of a massive crowd and put on a really good performance. But yeah, it's somewhere I've always wanted to play and it's an amazing stadium. So I'm really excited and look forward to hopefully playing at Wembley.
And your image now adorns the East Stand at Old Trafford. Since it's gone up, how many times have you been to visit? And do you think it's given you an even higher profile amongst United fans who maybe don't follow the women's team?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, it's amazing that some of us from the women's team are on the front of Old Trafford. Obviously, United at one point didn't have a women's team, so for now to us be alongside the men on the front of Old Trafford is amazing, and it really grows the profile for the women's game. And yeah, when I found out that I was on the front of it, me and my mum and dad got in the car straight away and we went down to see it, and yeah, couldn't believe it. Obviously for me, it's been my childhood club, growing up supporting it, going to games at Old Trafford, and yeah, that's just been amazing as well, seeing my face on the front of Old Trafford.
And speaking about your dad, I read that he coached a local team and that's how you got into football. So does he still coach at Hinsford, and how important was he in your career? And if he wasn't involved in football so heavily, do you think your life might take a different path?
Yeah, well, luckily my whole family's really involved in football and they're a massive sporting family, and I've played nearly every sport growing up. But when I was younger, I used to go down to Hinsford and I still go down now. And obviously my dad coached down there and my uncle and all my cousins and my brother played down there as well. So that was massive for me growing up. That's where I spent all day on Saturdays playing football with the lads. So yeah, my dad's been massive in my football, and he's taken me up and down the country. He's been to every home and away game. So he's been really important and he's always believed in me and pushed me. So I think without him, I don't know what I'd be doing. I don't know if it'd be football or not.
I did read that you were close to pursuing a career in tennis. When you saw Emma Raducanu win the US Open, did you ever think maybe you made the wrong choice?
I mean, I did play tennis. I wasn't at her level, but she did amazing. And me and the United girls watched that final and it was really inspiring. But I think I chose the right sport for me, because I definitely won't be able to return one of her shots.
So I also read that growing up, Cristiano was always your hero. You never got to meet him when he was first there. Have you put that right now? And what's it like being at the club at the same time as him at the moment, and also to wear the same shirt?
Yeah, he was my idol growing up and he still is now. I used to sit on the laptop and Google and YouTube Cristiano Ronaldo doing skills, and then I'd go and do them in the back garden. And I always wore his boots and I always wore the number 7 shirt when I was growing up. So for him to be back at the club and for me to be back at the club as well, it's like I'm reliving my childhood memories. And I haven't managed to meet him yet, but hopefully I do meet him and and maybe exchanged a few words, but it's just been really exciting for us to have him back at the club and to watch him every weekend play for United. Yeah, he was amazing for me when I was growing up, and someone who I always looked up to and wanted to replicate some of my game onto.
So in February, it was Russo who gave your England debut, and she used to play in your position. She was a similar kind of size. Did she ever give you any special advice about playing in that position while she was coaching England?
Yeah, she was similar size to me, and she just said, just make sure you find them little pockets, and if you're always checking your shoulders and you're looking what's around you and you're seeing the next pass before you receive the ball, then you won't have to get into those battles on the pitch and use your body as much as other players do. So I really took that on board. She was a great player as well. So any advice off her, I would listen to and try and take into training and games. But I think it's just about knowing the next pass before you receive the ball so that you never get into those little battles. And she always said, make sure you try and face forward. So make sure your body positioning is always right. So yeah, she was really good to get advice from, and she's one of many people who I've been able to take a lot of advice from and put it into my game.
And also, you spoke last season about how Tobin Heath and Kristen Press improved your game. You talked about Kristen always told you to look for the next pass before you got it or something like that. And what particularly about the way they played? There's not many non-European players in the WSL. So what did you learn especially from them?
Oh, they were amazing for me at that time in my career. Tobin was one of my favourite women's players she still is now. So to have her alongside me was amazing, and I just wanted to learn so much from them because they'd won a lot of things that I want to go on and win in my career. So yeah, Kristen, she used to play in the 9 and I was in the 10, so she'd always make sure that I had the right body positioning so that I was always facing forward, and then I could play passes into Kristen. Tobin was really good as well. She would always give me little advice when I was driving at players, because she was so good at that. So yeah, I learned a lot from both of them and how they're so professional on and off the pitch as well, and everything they do off the pitch to make them a 24/7 athlete. But yeah, they were both amazing at that time in my career.
And speaking of Tobin, last night she scored in the Champions League, and United just missed out qualifying. With the new group stage, are you one of those people that likes to watch other women's football? Or does it inspire you, or does it give you that kind of regret that you should have been there this season?
No, I watch everything. Whenever I can get a women's game on, it's always on. My mum and dad are the same. Every time I come home, the women's football's always on, or they're either watching one of our games back. But yeah, it's been amazing to watch the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal in the Champions League this season, and it makes you just want to work harder and be involved in that, in such a special tournament and competition as well. So yeah, it's really good to watch other women's players and take in and watch their games and how they play. But yeah, the women's football is massive now, and I'm sure a lot more people are watching it.
And internationally, do you have any particular role models, people that you like to pick up little skills from that maybe play on your position?
I like a lot of women's players. Obviously, I play alongside Fran Kirby at England, and she's an unbelievable player. The way she finds the spaces and links up with players, and the way she drives with the ball, she's really good to learn off. And then you've got the likes of Hansen, who plays for Barcelona, unbelievable player. Obviously, Tobin Heath, who I've been lucky enough to play alongside. But I think there's so many amazing players in the women's game now, and there's a lot of amazing players in the WSL now too. So I always try and watch as many as I can and learn different things from them.
And moving on to England, when you play internationally, do you feel like you're asked maybe to do slightly different things on the pitch, or maybe have more tactical responsibility than you do with your club?
Yeah, I think club's always different to England, but you've got to switch your mindset when you get to England and play the style of play that the manager wants you to play. I think for me, my game is to get in the pockets and face forward, and that's what I do for Manchester United, and that's what is asked for me from at the Lionesses. So yeah, I think it's just about taking your game from club into England, but also making sure that you listen to the game plan that's set by the England managers and staff, and you go out there and you put on performances.
And you mentioned Fran Kirby. She plays in a similar position. Do you see yourself competing with her for a position in the England team, or like the game in Luxembourg, do you think you could actually play together?
Well, I'd love to play alongside Fran, but I just want to go to England camps and work really hard and learn off the players and hopefully get a starting 11 place and make myself an established international. But she's really good to have in training, and if I am fighting for a position against Fran, then we'll make sure that we both work so hard and push each other. But yeah, I think everyone just works really hard, and obviously playing for England is the most special thing you can ever think of. So yeah, I just go there and make sure that I enjoy every moment and learn.
And looking back to a bit earlier in your international career, you missed out on the Under-20 World Cup in France. At the time, did you feel it set you back, especially compared to the likes of George Stanway and Lauren Hemp, who graduated to 14 sooner?
Well, yeah, obviously I picked up my first ever injury at that time, which is what ruled me out. But I think I learned so much from that. I was out for 6 weeks, and it just made me stronger, and it made me more hungry to get back and to work harder. Obviously the girls did amazing at the World Cup, and I followed them, and like Hemp and Chloe Kelly and Georgia Stanway, Alessia Russo, they were all amazing, and they've done really well. But yeah, I think it was a little bit of a blessing in disguise for me, and I learned so much about myself and that everything happens for a reason, and it just made me more hungry and that I wanted to be selected for the next camp that I was available for.
Another slight setback you had in I think it was June or July, you tested positive for COVID just before the Olympics. Did that affect you physically at all? And did it make you feel like you needed to be vaccinated, or would you have had it anyway?
Yeah, I think I would have had it anyway. I think everyone's entitled to their own opinions about the vaccinations, but I think for me, I wanted both of them, and I had to get them done before Tokyo, before flying out to Tokyo anyway. So yeah, I think that was a really hard time. I got COVID quite bad, but I was looked after really well by the United doctors and the England doctors, and they didn't rush me back into full training. So I made sure that I was fine before I started training properly. But yeah, I feel everything's fine now, and I got over it quite quick.
You were initially named as a standby player. Did you always feel like you might be included in the squad, and how much of a surprise was it to be part of the full squad and eventually play in the Olympics?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a real shock to us all. I remember Hege announcing it while we were all at dinner, and yeah, it was massive shock. I just thought that I was going to be a training player and to help the team, and I knew what my job was going over there. But then to obviously have been part of the actual team was amazing, and then to obviously been given the opportunity to go on and play was really special, and the girls were really happy for us that we got to be a part of the actual team. And yeah, it was an amazing experience for me, and yeah, I'm really grateful.
And what were your first impressions of Serena Wiegman when she came in last month? She obviously handed you 2 starts. How much of a confidence booster is that to feel that she believes in you and wants to start you in the team?
Yeah, amazing. To make my first start and then to start in the second one as well was really special. And I just want to keep working hard now so that I can keep starting for England. But yeah, I know how much of a good manager she is. Obviously, I speak to Jackie about her a lot. But I like her style of play and how direct she is as a manager, and she tells you what she wants from you and the team. And yeah, it's really exciting that she's come in this part of my career and England as well. And yeah, it's going to be a really special journey under her.
Last month, Leah Williamson captained England for the first time in the absence of Steph. Steph out again, and she might be captain again. What was it like to play under Leah? Is she a talker on the pitch, or is she somebody that likes to live by his own?
No, Leah's really good. She was a great captain. She's a talker on the pitch, but she's really chilled as well. I think that's what you need, the right balance. But Leah's just Leah. And she had an amazing camp as well, and I'm really happy for her that she got to captain England, and hopefully she goes on to play a lot more games for England, because she's such an amazing talent and such a great person as well, on and off the pitch. So yeah, it was great to have my first start and for Leah to be captain, and yeah, she just made me feel really at ease and made me feel like I could just enjoy the moment and play my way. So yeah, it was a great camp for the girls and for Serena, and yeah, hopefully we'll kickstart the journey under Serena, and there'll be a lot more wins and good performances.
And next week, your teammate Alessia Russo will be joining the England squad as well. You know what she's been through over the last year. Your manager, Mark Skinner's been very, he's talked a lot about protecting her. Do you think she's now ready to play in the senior team? And what's she been like since the call-up?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Alessia is my best friend, and I'm so proud of what she's done over the past year. I know it's been really tough for her with injuries and stuff, but the way she's come back, the way she's dealt with it has been amazing to see. And she's so strong, and her mindset's so strong as well. And she really deserves the call up. I think she's been playing really well for United. And obviously she's getting goals as well as the number 9. So yeah, I'm really excited to be going on camp with Les, and hopefully it's a good camp for us both, but she really deserves the call up.
Okay, so finally, I talked about all the things that you've achieved in 2021. If I was to ask, look forward to the end of 2022, where would you like to be, and what would you like to achieve?
Oh, 2022. Obviously, United have set the targets that we want to get Champions League. I want to keep adding goals and assists to my game and helping the team to win each weekend. Obviously, on international, I want to become an established international and get as many minutes and experience on the international stage as I can. And obviously, represent England at the Euros. That's a goal that I set myself. So for now, I've just got to keep my feet on the ground, keep working hard, and make sure that I listen to advice from everyone around me, and learn as much as I can, and keep playing consistent for club as well.